What's up, guys? Randy with Academia Christi here with the Viri Christi homesteading update. Now that we're doing things a little differently, this is going to be a little in-depth because I lost the 2.5 months of footage. So I'm going to have to just do updates pretty in-depth on what happened the last two and a half, whatever months. So this is basically going to be the market garden episode where I'm just going to go through this stuff and the cucumbers which are gone, but I'll just briefly chat about that. Over here first we got our melon patch, which isn't going to do anything, of course, because it was late, and mostly everything was late, so that really sucks. It's really all I can say about that. But live and learn. Year one, now we know that we actually have to stay pretty close to what the dates are for planting, what they say online. All these, they actually still look pretty nice, don't they? But I doubt that we have any actual growing melons anywhere on any of them, other than that that was a honeydew that was over on the far side there, the far right. So we do have one of those. I have a couple cantaloupe over here. All the ones in the middle are the watermelon, which are looking nice. I mean, the plants themselves look better than the cantaloupe and the honeydew. Maybe that little honeydew will actually be something, but I doubt it'll even be. Maybe we'll have just a tiny honeydew. Maybe it'll actually ripen. We'll see. But yeah, I doubt these crimson sweet or the couple sugar babies that survived. I doubt we're going to see anything on them, even though they actually don't look completely terrible. Watch where I'm stepping. I got our nice self-seeded marigolds all over here. That's pretty cool. So I actually just moved the ones that were sitting over there for the longest time in their containers like this. Just recently moved them over right underneath there in the front, because maybe we'll get some self-seeded marigolds popping up there, just like we have here, several of them. It's actually going to be a nice little marigold bundle perhaps in the future. I think these are also marigolds here coming up. So we might even maybe we'll move that. Maybe we'll just move the whole thing and get rid of the container. Anyway, yeah, the melons are doing nothing. Sucks, but you'll have that, I guess. Again, year one. Now I have I have a much better idea. I'm not saying that I'm going to do fantastic next year, but I have a better idea. There's a melon, a little one, meaning basically it's just a female flower. There's a pollinated one right there. So there are a couple. I mean, and that's probably a sugar baby because it's in the back. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. And over here we have what used to be the cucumbers. Used to be the cucumber patch. I'm actually considering if I can weed this enough, trying to, and if I can in the fall here, sow some, just sow it full of white clover seed and see if maybe that will come up for next year. If not, I'll just do it next year, and I'll just have this try to replenish, quote unquote. Probably doesn't even need replenished because the cucumber's barely actually produced, so I could probably just use it over again for whatever I wanted. I should probably worry a little less. Honestly, I'm going to worry a little less, I think, about this if I remember this. I guess maybe these marigolds will just have to be sacrificed. I don't know what next year if they come back, that is. I don't know what I'll do with them. If maybe I can move them, I'll do that. It's a different one right there. But if not, they'll just be a random marigold. It'll probably just eventually die, blend in with the yard. But I can probably use this one as some kind of front if I want to just make all that garden space. Probably, I think maybe do something like that. This could maybe be a good marker for the front, unless I again want to just keep it how it is. Extend this patch the entire way and put something else in there, and then just keep that marigold as the front marker, and we will have another marigold over there. Like I said, is the other front marker. It's that grows or self-seeds or whatever. Sorry about the wind. This marigold is so beautiful though. I love it. I was just saying that in the last video. Gorgeous marigold. Yeah, and speaking of, we talked briefly about all this in the last video. Now we're gonna really get into it. Hopefully the wind lets me do this and doesn't blow my state-of-the-art camera over. I mean my crappy Samsung phone. So here we go. I'm gonna unfortunately attempt to unravel this the direction the wind is blowing again. So it'll be fun. I have to make sure that I would remember that I was using those for the actual underneath part to hold it. So there's the tomatoes. Wow. I guess let's take a look at those while I recuperate. Take these gloves off because it's getting way too hot for this. Getting way too hot for this long sleeve shirt. So I do have my container over there that just blew down off. Actually, let me just move that over here. Keep it on this side for now. You know what? I would really like to come in. This stuff is starting to kind of die. I would really like to come in and expand, widen this out a little bit, get rid of some of these weeds, some of these tiny trees that are always in my way. And look at this, because here's one of the tomatoes growing, vining out that whole way. That's that Napa grape that's just a big champ. But it's in one of these oldest two rows. They're definitely not going to last that much longer. By the way, if you're wondering, it's about it's like low 60s right now. It was like upper 40s when I did the earlier earlier recording, when these were still covered. And I mentioned I was waiting, yeah, well, about noon now. Actually, it's just past noon. And so about the hottest part of the day, probably. Getting close at least. So great time to uncover them. And we are supposed to get a bit of a warmer spell. Not like, not like summer temperatures or the 70s or anything. But I think pretty consistent 60s coming up, and that's not the worst. Definitely not the worst. In fact, we're actually past our average frost date here, which is supposed to be like October 6th or something, I think. So that is awesome. It's the 11th now, so we're actually getting close to a week past. Hoping to go a month with our floating row cover, another month of harvesting for tomatoes and peppers, especially peppers, because we haven't done a lot of them yet. A ton of Napa grapes, I think. I mean, yeah, it looks like there's a bunch that have ripened recently. We've been waiting for. Actually, this is one of them as well from the first one. This that is the entire way into halfway through the next patch. Massive vine. I'm telling you, man, that Napa grape just took off. That might be from, it's really hard to tell. That might be from the one, I think there's another one that's like right here somewhere. Anyway, let's grab all these guys. Fantastic. This is gonna be definitely one of the last huge harvests. Maybe I really shouldn't say that because I have no idea what the heck to expect. Hey, buddy. And dude's like, oh my goodness, I can get in again. We can always leave some of these tomatoes down, but again, we're in such a cold climate that I don't think they're going to do anything. They're not going to self-seed. So I'm just going to throw it out, so that if it is diseased in some way, then It won't disease other things, and it won't attract pests just in general by being a yummy treat for other stuff to eat. These big boots are a lot tougher than my little flip-flops stepping through here, that's for sure. I can pretty much move to the back to the flip-flops though, because it's warm. Getting warm out. If we reach mid-60s for a lot of the days here coming up, I am just going to be elated. Could not ask for more. Although, I guess it's it is very possible. It does seem like we've had a lot of more mild winters, which also means potentially mild falls, which means, and springs, but usually that wasn't really the case this year. It kind of was, wasn't it? Maybe, possibly, a little bit. Guess it was kind of early. We got stuff in a little early. Wasn't too bad. Only a couple, close calls with some frosts, I think. But that being said, what that does, of course, is moves us almost into a different hardiness zone. Moves our frost date back. But there's a bunch of wind. I think they said something about El Nino as well. Something to do with that is going to maybe make for a warmer winter up in my area here. Yeah, that looks like about it. And we even have a couple big ones left. I wasn't sure how many more big regular sized tomatoes we were going to have. Looks like there's a decent bit left, even ripe enough for me to pick right now. I'm going to go around this direction. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to plant a lot more of the normal sized varieties. I don't know, I thought I planted more than this, but I really didn't end up with too many. Although I did give quite a bit away. What do we end up with? Maybe 6 or so quarts of juice. I still need to use that sauce that I made, that third of a pint of sauce. Almost half a pint of sauce. Sauce because it was like the juice, but I wanted to keep it on the slow cooker for a long time, and I did. And it turned out nice, beautiful, smells so good. I really need to use that before it goes bad. But it took a lot of tomatoes to get just a little bit because it was burn off so much of the water. I don't know what these are. They look like cherry tomatoes. They could be, I guess. Because they're probably running from that side over to here. But this side, this very first row, is mostly normal sized tomatoes, like the ones you see over there. I'm gonna try my best to get to them. You know what? Let me smack the camera down right here, and we will go into harvest, double-handed harvest mode here. Engage. I'm gonna go for the big ones because I do obviously like to get those on the bottom of the thing. So let's get to it. And one big thing, two big things I mentioned in a past video that is gone now, which is really important. 2 huge tips for myself for tomato harvesting. Number one was, actually they both come to kind of the same thing. Harvest early. One, harvest the big ones early, because if you don't, something else is going to get to them like as soon as they're red, if not earlier. Dang, that looks unappetizing. I don't know, it's just one small spot, and that really bugs me. No pun intended. But I don't know if I should throw it. I throw them out because we don't use them fast enough. So the ones that are potentially good, potentially not, I just throw them out because it's not even going to be ripe in time probably before it starts going even worse than that. Even if it was a little riper, I'd only keep it if we were really going to use it today or maybe tomorrow, because I'm finding that, we just don't get to them fast enough. Maybe in the future, if I have a helper, if God blesses me with with a help meet, then I'll have 2 more hands helping me out here, and on those essential things like taking care of the second step, the prep step of everything. I can deal with the garden prep, the farming, the harvesting, and all that stuff. It's great to have some help, of course, in the kitchen, basically, dealing with all of that stuff. That would be wonderful. But until then, I got double duty, and it is what it is. As is now the plan, because of that, I will be pulling any tomato that's even starting to ripen, because they'll ripen pretty quick anyway. And yeah, it's best for that and for the splitting that may happen. And that is the second tip, which applies more to the very small cherry-like cherry types. These large red ones are less of a problem. In fact, the issue with them is more like the issue with the big ones, that they sometimes get gotten early. But the very small cherries, the Napa grapes are good, the yellow plums are pretty good. They kind of have their own issues, but the very small Chadwicks and super sweets, they split so easily that you want to get them as soon as possible. Again, as soon as they start ripening, or else they're going to split worse and worse. And if they are really ripe, then they're going to be real split. The juice is going to get it, they're just going to go bad. Plus, that's going to attract pests and other unwanted things to come eat your tomatoes, and that sucks. So, and we do have a couple of tomatoes here, plants that are basically done. Obviously, I'm just going to leave them in here. There's no reason, I don't think, to take them out. So, just going to let them go, at least for now. At least till, winter kills everything off completely, and we just see a bunch of dead vines. Then maybe we'll selectively take out half of them or something. But yeah, again, I'm going to go grab all these big ones. One of the toughest things at this point is trying to figure out which is which. And one thing I might do next year, I just thought of this, is that if I do these doubled up rows, which I think I will do again, I think I'm gonna do, if I get about half and half for regular and cherry types, I'll do the doubled up rows, one regular, one cherry type in each, and then and then my path, one regular, one cherry type, and keep doing that. That is gonna make it. And if I get the whole row the same variety, that's gonna help too. If I do that, it's gonna be so much easier to know exactly what I'm picking throughout the year. So I think I'm gonna try to go that route next year. It really depends on how big the patch is, how many varieties we do, things like that. Maybe I'll even double up the rows with varieties if I get like a green variety next to a red variety, something like that. It'll really help out with discerning what I have here. The cherry types are pretty easy until we get to the Chadwicks and super sweets. I can kind of tell if I grab my list, obviously that helps. But I don't have it right now. But that one, I don't know what happened there. Eaten early, a weird spot in it there. It might have been a slug. I've seen a lot of slugs on these, especially the big ones. Those are the culprits of eating the big ripe tomatoes, I think. We're gonna have a pretty bountiful harvest this time, I think. Grabbing everything that looks like it has any blush to it at all. I was just doing a little surfing. I think I'm gonna use Baker's Creek heirloom seeds, rare seeds. Here's a tomato. I think I'm gonna keep this one. If it can ripen in time, I might be able to give it to my grandmother to do some saucing with. That's the only mark on it, is that one hole. That's usually about the worst I'll go. Although I don't know, because again, those aren't even gonna last that long. And that's why I need to give it to her. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Go to rareseeds.com, and I might go splurge there for a few new pepper varieties. A bunch of at least a few more tomato varieties, probably several more tomato and pepper varieties. Let's just say it now. This one has 2 of those holes on it. This one's really small. I guess I'm gonna keep it. But we're also gonna go for, I think, we're gonna try some different corn. We're gonna maybe try, I'd like to do a lot more potatoes. The problem is that all these things are high feeding plants. And so what I really need is stuff that I can put in to regenerate the soil, or even just to give it a break for 1 year. And that'll be stuff like lettuce. We'll give it a break. Other cool crops, I'm going to try some cool crops somewhere, broccoli and cauliflower. I don't know what else, maybe just those 2. Celery, I guess, would also be a low feeder. But then I think these 2 patches, my two tomato and peppers, I think those are going to be respectively whichever, I don't know. One's going to be peas, one's going to be beans, and that's going to rejuvenate these 2 patches at least. The rest of them don't really need it because I didn't use much nutrients anywhere else, because nothing else really grew that much, other than a little bit in the home garden. But the home garden, honestly, that's where I kind of thought about doing tomatoes. I don't know if I'm going to do any market crops here next year. It's really still up in the air, unfortunately. I wish it would this could get resolved a little quicker, because I would like to get stuff started, you know. But you know, we're dealing with things as it comes. Once I start harvesting most of these, I'd again really like to clear this stuff out so I'll have some space again. It's what happens when you neglect your garden for too long. Just over right here in this little area, interesting how, you know, these two are basically all dead. These two rows already, but that little patch is still like going strong. I think it's a couple different plants all just right there. I'm gonna hop over to this other side here and then look at these yellow plums. Oh yeah, that's a dead mater. That one's as dead as they come. There it is right there. I'm gonna just pull this one because we have so many other ones. This can be one that we've thinned now. Interesting how we probably got some from that, but it's dead. It's dead now. Here's another very small one, actually. You see this? Strange. I wonder what types these were. But they are both around the yellow plums. Alright, yeah, this yellow plum I was going to check out because it has a hole in it, big hole in it. It's gone. A lot of nice yellow plums over here, though. People do like those. They're alright, I guess, in my opinion. Grab this guy here, too. That tomato is pretty much done as well, that plant, that is. That's about all the big ones. There's one more over here, over there. There's a couple Romas. I'll grab these guys right now. Oh, nice deep red here. Good, it wasn't eaten at all yet. Said it's nice to keep them on the vine, but pests will get them basically always, in my experience. I'm gonna grab the last one over here, drop them off, grab the other Romas, and continue. Now that one there might be a Marglobe from just over yonder. I was gonna grab some of the other bigger ones over this way, but I'll wait until I move the camera to do that. I'll take the rest of these Romas first. And again, I do whatever cleanup I can. Actually, oh yeah, there's a big hole in that yellow plum. The yellow plums don't usually split. They actually also seem to keep pretty well up until a certain point. Then they get some spots. They do seem to also be the favorites, not of just of people that I've given them to, but also pests. That guy, this one here, a lot of nice Romas. They're not big, but not, you know, decent looking. All right, I think it's time for all the cherries here, but first let's go get these other big ones on this side. A couple more big tomatoes that are right here under the camera. That one's gone. This one's gone, got bugs in it. Yeah, that's what happens when they go ripe. This one on the same branch as the others. Perfect. Just starting to ripen. We got all these fellers. I'm gonna grab these. You can't see them as well first. But yeah, these Amish pastes turned up pretty nice, I'd say. Nice shape, nice size. Like twice the size of the Romas, at least. I don't even know what these are. Marglobes, maybe. I don't know what other big ones I put over there that would look like this that weren't pastes other than perhaps the Marglobes. All right, a really nice turnout, honestly. I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far. Yellow marigold there on the end too. Very tiny, but it survived. But it has some little ones around. I can see little ones around it from here, in fact. Now here, actually, let's grab this big one too while we're at it, I guess. Just barely started, but whatever. Actually, a Chadwick cherry on this end. So we're gonna have to take care of that too. So many of them. Start with the yellow plums though. We're gonna lose a lot of them probably, just because there's so many that are so ripe. But they do last a while out here, because the splitting doesn't usually get to them. The pests usually go for other stuff. of vines right in here, so I do want to be a little careful. Grab some of these Chadwicks before I forget them over on this end. At least whatever's here, if I can find any. That's weird, that thing died right at the tip. Ah, there we go. Grab this guy. Again, I'll grab whatever looks like it started, even the small ones, cherry type settings. That's one nice thing, you know, I didn't really make any money. I definitely helped the food bill quite a bit. Could have helped it even more if we would have like planned our meals around what was growing better. You know, then we ended up wasting a lot of it, and of course then had to buy whatever else we ate instead of what got wasted here. Gave away a decent bit, and what that's going to do, I think it's kind of nice this first year, you know, as I kind of experiment, learn how to do everything. It allows me at least to just get some products out there for free. It's like samples, right? It's like giving everybody some samples of my first year stuff. See what it's going to be like next year. Should be even better. People are already liking the basil. The people that I gave the cup of the leaf lettuce to really enjoyed that. People are loving the tomatoes. Those have been what I've probably given out to the most different people. You know, a lot of different people have had my tomatoes at this point. I said not like a ton, but you know, they're getting out there. Peppers, even the banana peppers, some of the bells, some of the sweeter varieties. The black Hungarians I've been pushing pretty hard, so I might try to go a decent bit on the black Hungarians next year. Since I'm pushing those, I mean, they're just such a great, mild, very, very, very mild flavor. You see, all of these Chadwicks are like that. I hate it. There's one maybe. Yeah, there's one. That one's still ripening, so it's not split. That's why we got to get them a little earlier than this. And now you know why, because they are basically all split once they get red. Look at how open that thing is. There's no way anyone would want that. My dog would, but I don't want to even give it to her. That one's okay. That's it. Just the one out of what was that, 6, 5? Now you see why, at least for that reason, why I like these yellow plums so much better. And just the bigger varieties of cherry tomatoes, just they hold out better. You don't see that on like any of the large red cherries, but all of the Chadwicks have done it pretty much. And then now they'll ripen and they shouldn't split. They'll just ripen nicely. Yeah, we got a couple, I think, different interesting things to grow next year. Some corn, some other stuff, pumpkins. I mean, I don't have it yet, but I'm still planning. I would like to. Be cool if we could do some wheat and do some rye. If those can be used as low feeders, then we'll have something to plant in some of our patches next year that we can't use for high feeding crops. Now this is why I'm making trellises for these. I mean, it would save so much time in this process of harvesting, and it would allow other normal people to actually come back here and look at the stuff. Because as it is, everyone that's seen them has seen them from like the ends of the patches, because it's so hard to get in and access them. You have to basically be a ninja to get around into the patches. So, and yes, I am a ninja certified. I mean, yeah, they're still going to be edible. But again, we don't need enough tomatoes, and they're so sticky. We don't need enough for me to have to keep all of these. Although, again, if all of those were saved, thank you, Win, for kicking up again. Man, if we got all those, we would have so much more juice. We could like juice all of those. Ah, oh, it sucks. So unfortunate. I really hate losing so much produce. So much, like 40%. There's so much that's going that I've lost this year, but I've still gotten a decent bit. Just goes to show you. And we put them in late, so we could have got a bigger harvest. There's a lot of different things. There's a lot of things I should have done better, could have done better to boost my harvest. And we still ended up with a decent bit, I guess is what I'm saying. Not all bad. Look. Hey. I just killed a caterpillar. Blood is on my hands. It's actually on my boot. Nice load there. Large red cherries. Another big handful. Yeah. Alright, we had some luck over here. Gonna have to move in for the rest. Some right over here. A couple more nice looking kind of Napa grapes, maybe. There's a big open spot right here. How about that? And right here. This is the path anyway. In this those last two rows that are together didn't quite make it very large, so they're not really encroaching on the path. Really just these from this side, and that's not too bad. I wonder if this was... Whoa! Alright, I had a bit of a spill. I think we're okay. Not me, my camera that is. I wanted to show all the Napa grapes that fell off for some reason. Maybe I stepped on them at some point. Right, anyway, like I was saying, Napa grapes all over. Alright, I think that's all the tomatoes. Whew. It's a ton. It's a ton. Yeah, we'll just let the rest go for now. I'll be back out tomorrow, hopefully before anything else gets to them. But there's the harvest. Pretty much half this thing filled with cherry tomatoes, and then a few big ones. So not bad at all. As you can see, definitely a varying ripeness, but that's what you want, right? Again, now we can go eat the real ripe ones today. We'll have these are going to be good for like a couple weeks at least. So yeah, Probably just a couple weeks. I don't think they'd be good any longer than that. But still, a couple weeks, tomatoes right here. Bam. Now again, hopefully we just use them instead of letting them go, especially like this one with the holes in it, this one with the hole in it. But those were the only ones I kept that had holes. So, all right. All right, and before my phone dies, I really want to get to the peppers because we haven't seen them in a while. I'm going to get pretty up close and personal with all of them because I'll just talk about them. I'll go through all the varieties. Not really much else to look at because I'm not going to have to harvest much. We just saw some of the jalapenos and cayenne that I got 2 nights ago. Might be a few more out there, but we'll let them pass for now, maybe. Because I have seen that slugs or something are eating the ends of my cayenne peppers, and that's annoying. So I'm gonna now unravel all this crap. You can see it kind of worked, sort of worked out, for the most part. Hopefully the more I do it, the less tedious it'll seem. Now for the other part, give you a better angle of my struggle. All right, to the back we go. If only I could keep that off for a day or two, that'd be great. But I think I have to put it back on tonight. Oh well, let us get in here now and take a close look at what we got. I'm gonna give a back view here of everything, overview. Oh my goodness. See how everything, this is all because the stuff was on top of it. Instead of floating over it, it was pushing it down. Oh man, that sucks so bad. But I mean, hopefully it helped with the heat a little bit, I guess. Dang, dang, and dang, and dang. All right, well, let's just start at the beginning then, I guess. These tomatoes that I seeded are all done. I had a decent bit actually come out of there. So that was cool. These are not gonna grow. Let's pull that. The bell peppers are probably not gonna do anything because it's late. They do kind of get covered by that row cover though. It's pretty late. They're really thrown in there. There's weeds everywhere. I doubt they're gonna have a bell there. It's probably the only one. It's the only one I see at least. Yeah, let's move over here to all these fallen sideways. These are my pepperoncinis here, Greek style. Might actually get some of these fruiting, ripening in time on some of these bigger plants. These small guys here, probably not. These are all pepperoncinis. Ay, ay, ay. This is what my row cover has done. Do you think I can eat this? I mean, I can. It's just a pepperoncini, so it's super sweet, but is it ripe enough? Who knows? I'm gonna chomp on it anyway. Tastes pretty unripe. You know what? It's not really that bad. These are I think this is yellow, red, yellow, white habanero. Just the last ones I had left. Those seeds actually seem like they formed pretty nicely in there. Here we got our last Cali Wonder bell peppers. And we do maybe have a couple more coming up in the pots. Ooh, that thing is a beast. It's one of the biggest ones we've had. We do have more over here growing too. These are coming up pretty nice. I'm happy with that. Oh, are these Jimmy Nardellos that are ripening, or are they not? We do probably just want to wait till those actually start going yellow to red, so we know they're ripening, because they're not going to get hot, obviously. Look how massive that thing is. That's huge. It's huge. So nice. A lot of them here. That one's starting to go pretty nice orange down toward the bottom. That might be one of the first ones we get, and it may be soon. There's one on there too. We already knew that there was a tiny one with a big one on there. These other tiny ones are starting to produce some that are at least there. And that is it for that. And now let's move. Before we go, we're going to save the pepper brand experiment ones for the very last ones. So over here we have our first shishitos. This guy. See, oh, they're starting to fruit nicely. Okay, good. The potted ones, I think, were just a tad further along than the ground ones, but the ground ones should really take over faster, being in the ground. Shishito there. I think there's two shishitos. It's pretty clear because the next one is the big, Santa Fe Grande. This is a yellow guy. And that is one of the biggest ones we have. Oh, wait a second. Does the Santa Fe Grande turn yellow and that's it? Because, yeah, now that I think about it, these guys they did start green. Is that thing ready? I am tempted to eat it. I might come out and pick it later then. If I can I would like to do a pepper tasting of what I have ready. Another Santa Fe here. You see that one's big and still green, so that tells me that it's probably ripe. These are my Cubanelles, sideways Cubanelle. That sucks because that was the small, nice stocky one. Something happened to that flower there. Nothing really great happening on it now. Probably won't even survive, honestly. But the other ones, I guess, are okay. Well, at least, oh my goodness, look at that one. It's one of the biggest Cubanelles we have for sure right there. Man, that's really nice. So these are starting to come up pretty nicely. Some of them that weren't, that I don't remember fruiting at all, really. Last time I was out here, it's been a bit. These, waiting for these black Hungarians to start ripening, actually. They're some of the earliest ones. They've been on here for a bit. Look nice and dark still, though. It's fine, real nice and dark. They will start getting red. Corking on that one. They look good. This one, unfortunately, got bent really sideways. Can we fix that? Without destroying anything? Maybe? Nah, of course not. Nope. It's like it's too dry or something. Yeah, more about the same age. It just pulled a small one off the potted one that's much older. It's from April. These are like May plantings. Actually, these are like July plantings. June is what it was. Yeah, nothing in July. No, wait, there was some in July, wasn't there? No, 6/15 I think was the last. So in the mid-June was our last planting. Probably too late though. Here after those ones are our New Mex Big Jim, which are looking awesome. And we have after those, you know what's not awesome about them is I don't actually see, I see flowers, nice open flowers, but I don't see any growing peppers, oddly. And we got 3 poblanos, which, oof, it's having a bit of a issue there. Hate when that happens. Could be worm, something, caterpillar. Nothing there, nothing on it. Oh, be something else too, I guess. Like the row cover on top of it. 3 poblanos, none of them doing anything just yet, but we do have the other poblanos producing. Ah, beautiful Anaheim chilies. Nice. Wow, that thing is massive. That thing is massive. By far the biggest Anaheim chili we've had so far, so that's great. That's the end of that row. Here we got our cherry bombs. First ones are the bigger ones. That one's actually about ready. I cut one of these up, quite spicy. It wasn't even really ripe yet. These are more ripe than the one I had picked because that was a few days ago. And some small ones, not doing as well, obviously. I think one of these actually is the one I picked. No, it wasn't. Never mind. They didn't have any big enough. Another one though, corking all over the place. They do seem to do that a lot. None of these are looking great though. I really hope. I do think I'm going to do quite a lot better next year. I just need to be a lot more careful and have some more stuff planned. I think these are the Serrano. Yeah, all Serranos here. See, like hatch-like chilies. They tend to get pretty long sometimes, like this. They're looking pretty nice. Again, there's a lot more, much bigger fruits than I expected to see out here. Put it that way, which is great, awesome. Very happy about that. Have our Hungarian yellow hot wax, our hot banana peppers. That one of the smaller ones, but we do have some really nice ones. Again, I also ate one of these, and it was a nice spice level, not super spicy, but it was nice. A decent bit of them growing. Some of them, again, probably even okay to be picked, like these. These beat the one. I did one of these hydroponically, and it's had one pepper growing on it for a while, and it still isn't ready. These are ready before it, and that was from like March or April. These are from like mid-June or maybe early June. These are my Aleppos, which look a lot different than the first Aleppos I did. That one looks much more normal, much more like the other Aleppos. 3 Aleppos out here, which I also really like the spice level of those. They're a bit mild, pretty much like a jalapeno, I'd say. Hinklehots here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hinklehots here, 1, 2, 1, 2. They're looking pretty good. I don't think they get huge. Same with these Bailey Peckin. Now we're getting into some heat. Getting into the past cayenne level heat. Looking cool, very cool. I don't know what's up with the purple on those, but it's interesting. Look into that. It's not ripening. It's not the ripening, but it is a flair to the pepper, I guess. And then finally we have some ají limons out here, some lemon drops. Have a nice one that was growing on our potted one. He actually lost an entire branch, probably because of the floating row cover. These are quite nice. This one right here I just saw is probably the biggest one we have though. And so once that goes yellow, I'm going to pluck that sucker. We're going to see how good it is. But I guess that's what we're doing with all of these, huh? Before we get into the habaneros, back here are the 2 Thai chilies. Also tend to have some, they look a little bit like those thin peckin peppers, but green, and they do have some like black flare sometimes. I don't know if that's normal or bad, probably. And then our 3 Charleston hots, which did take longer to flower, but the fruit seems to maybe be going quicker, although these don't have any fruit on them, so that sucks. We do have one again on the potted one, has a nice one growing. So nothing quite on those yet. The Thais have a lot of little ones because they're just, again, those little peppers seem to grow a little faster sometimes. Unless the habaneros, those Chinen's variety, are actually pretty slow. Speaking of, here are orange habaneros. We'll look at our pepper brand experiment orange habaneros in a second, but these, the non-pepper brand experiment orange habaneros. Not really seeing any habs that are growing, knocking a lot of leaves off, but hey, don't need the leaves if you ain't gonna grow the peppers. Here, this guy is producing some little ones. We have more orange habaneros. These were started differently. Those were yogurt container and then into smaller containers, well, bigger than the yogurt container, but small containers, then into the ground. These were, I think, well, also these were just in the regular solo pots, not a different type of container like the other habaneros. Another orange, I think, maybe another orange here, and then we had our two whites. The white habaneros are not doing well. This one doing much worse even. One of the pots doing better than this one, but still not really that much better. And then we have 3 reds. The reds, some of the best colored habaneros other than the orange, probably are going to be the reds. Only got that one chocolate that's in the pot. Look at all those. Wow. Nothing coming up yet though. A bunch more on this one. They're loaded with flowers. They just need to actually do something. And then we have our yellow ones, 4 of those actually, up here. Be nice to see something producing. That one doesn't look great. Some big flowers, some open ones. Last of the yellows. And then our 3 ghost peppers, not looking as good as the ones in the pots again, unfortunately. Because you hope the ones in the ground do better, because they're in the ground. They got more space to flourish. But the pots, you can regulate things more. So, and again, we're so far into the year now, we were so late that that's why the potted ones will probably have a better chance, because we can bring them indoors. That's it. Now we'll move on to the pepper brand experiment. Here are the ones that were late. First we'll go through. There's 2 jalapenos here that are looking terrible. This one has a jalapeno, but it's like gross. I guess I'll just keep it though. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to keep it because it's like half black. This one, I don't know. I think someone, maybe me, stepped on it maneuvering around, so it wasn't looking great. It's still in there. I'm just going to leave it. It has a few leaves. It's not going to do anything. 2 cayenne, actually 3 cayenne. This one in here as well is a newer one that is. Has some nice ones. Probably the nicest of the late 3. That's a nice marigold there too. This one also has some peppers on it, so that's cool. This one's the smallest, but it does have a pepper on it. But definitely the worst of them, those 3. 3 habaneros as well. 1, 2, 3. This is a Rebel Gardens, so that's cool that it kind of won out of this unofficial last round of these 3. I don't know which one isn't here. I'm not sure which one didn't make it, but yeah, none of them are going to really do anything because they're habaneros, and they take the longest of all of these. So let's get into the jalapenos now. I'm going to go through these kind of quick. So we'll be out here again for these soon. Picking them. This is Nature's Edge 3-2. Looking nice. Have picked none from that. I go maybe a couple from Nature's Edge so far. Sustainable Sprout doing the best by far. 3-2 here again. Peppers all over the place. Nice big ones. This the Serenaseed from 3-2. A lot of peppers strewn all over. Actually, there's 2 peppers connected. I always forget these. This one here is the Serenaseed, and this here is the Rebel Gardens. It's hard to tell the difference, but this one here is the Rebel Gardens. You can kind of see, that there's 2 of them there. 1, 2, and then we start Nature's Edge 3-9. This one was cutwormed. Still looking really nice. It was cutwormed very early. Had 2 sets of leaves left to work with, 1 set of leaves left to work with, and it did it. This Sustainable Sprout, also a beast, just like the first one. I mean, look at these peppers. What in the world? Huge. This one's stuck in between. It's not coming out until I pick it out. But you see how big it is. Awesome. Sustainable Sprout. Definitely going to sustain my jalapeno use. Serenity looking nice. Rebel Gardens also got cutwormed and it's looking really nice. Look at those cute little jalapenos. Almost looking like eggplants, some of them. Erg, a whole matey. Nature's Edge. 316 now. This one has a bunch on it. Sustainable Sprout. The smallest peppers from Sustainable Sprout on this one, but still some nice ones. And Serenaseed here. Not a whole lot going on. There's a few peppers. Yeah, there's some on there. A bit harder to see. This Rebel Gardens worries me because I pulled one that was rotting off of it. There's some rotting like in the middle of the pepper here in the plant. And it looks like another pepper is going. Maybe another one. Maybe two more, that is. There's also one that's still on the ground, but now it's like overgrown. It's tough to get to, I think. So I would actually like to grab that out if I could. If I can find it. Maybe something already got it. That would be wonderful. But I think they're not gonna because they think it's diseased. There it is. It looks disgusting. Don't want it to burst. I did get one that burst open. Okay. Ah, yes. Got it out. All right. There's that. You see this stem here worries me. Feels soft. I don't know. I don't know what's up with it. And then there's this, see all the brownness in there. All these jalapenos seem like there might be a problem. This one and both of these too. Yeah. All right. Yeah, really don't know what's up with this. I hate seeing them like that though. They all have like this weird brown streak on the bottom like that. I'm gonna keep them separate. Do something with them, I guess. Because, well, I mean, we'll just see. We'll just see what they turn out like. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I saved them. Maybe they were gonna go bad, but I saved them. Who knows? But yeah, those are some nice sized jalapenos. It would be kind of a shame to have to lose so many of them, you know? Over and over again, losing all this stuff. It's a big shame. Seem like they're like these as well. Oh, that one broke off easy. Again, these brown stems toward the top, I don't trust that that's a good pepper. The rest seem like they might be okay for now, I guess. Alright, had to start a new recording. This just goes to show you how different already the sun is setting. It's behind the house instead of where usually it's like up here and sets like over there, giving this a lot more sun. All of this, just everything over here. Now the house actually blocks it from, well, about 6 o'clock onward. Well, even earlier than that, because this is 6 o'clock. Anyway, gotta go through the cayenne and the habaneros and we are done here. Just gonna go through them quickly. Got Nature's Edge 3.2, couple on there. It's had a bunch come off. Sustainable, oh, this is no Sustainable Sprout 3.2, Serenaseed 3.2 here. Not off of this yet, maybe one. There's one that looks like it's gonna be soon, but the Serenaseed are huge. It's like the Sustainable Sprout jalapenos. It's the winner for the cayenne for sure, Serenaseed. These are nice Rebel Garden ones here. A couple come off of there already. Couple of these Nature's Edge have come off from 3.9. There's one down there. Thought there was, yeah, there's a Rebel Gardens down there too, way down there. Sustainable Sprout, one down there too. Serenaseed, this one had a lot of them. Most of the Serenaseed that came off were from this one. And the Rebel Gardens here, looking pretty good. This one did also have some come off already. And then we have Nature's Edge again, this little thing. But also it's all the Nature's Edge have produced. It's had quite a few. This sustainable sprout here, pretty nice size. It has another fruited, ripened one in there. Seed again here from 316. Again, huge fruits on there. Very huge fruits on there. Really wish I had kept this better weeded. And we got that's all the Seed there. And then no Rebel Gardens. There's that's a new one that comes from the other, new batch. New one from the new batch. And finally our habaneros, 3-2 Nature's Edge. The Nature's Edge were the best habanero, but there's others that are looking good too. This is, one of the better ones actually here. There's the Sustainable Sprout and Seed Small. There's no Rebel Gardens from 3-2. Look at how open that all is. My goodness. That's crazy. Couple little peppers on there. And here, Nature's Edge again. 3-9. Again, has some peppers forming. Sustainable Sprout. No pepper. No, not really any peppers. Seed here. Decent size, but again, not really seeing any peppers. A bunch of flowers up here. Rebel Gardens looking horrible. Looking eaten too. Wow. Something's been at this. Man. Having a go. Rebel Gardens is struggling in the habanero department. Gorgeous Nature's Edge. This is the furthest one along right here. Furthest along habanero fruit. Oh, you know what? Oh boy, that looks like it's starting to turn. Looks like we might have ourselves a habanero soon, guys. Woo! Alright, now we got our Sustainable Sprout. Look at that thing. Wow. It's looking good too. Tons of fruits on there. Maybe those will start coming up soon as well. Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. It's loaded. It is loaded. Wow. I wasn't really expecting that. I didn't realize that. We have here our Seed. Seed also has some on there from 316. It's interesting, the 316 are the best habaneros, and probably like 3-9 were the best cayenne, and probably maybe 3-2 the best jalapenos, maybe. Don't quote me on any of that. Rebel Gardens, this is like the best Rebel Gardens here. Still not doing anything though. Not big enough really to do anything. Has a couple has a couple flowers that were pollinated. And then there are these, and I know that this one's Rebel Gardens, but none of them are going to do anything because they're so tiny. And this one is, these were I already showed these. See, these were yogurt container ones. This one's a Seed, and I know this one's Rebel Gardens. That's almost one of the best Rebel Gardens there. Then no fruits on there either though, so. Maybe one there. Yeah, I guess maybe it does have one. Or not. Oh yeah, there's one. That might be the best. Alright, well, that is that then for the peppers. During the break, I just ate 2 cayenne. Cut up with some ramen. It was really good. But yeah, fantastic. It does kind of suck that they just lost like 2 or 3 hours of sun. But again, we're getting to the end of the year here. Just be nice to get a couple peppers of each variety from these before they all die. And we just have to resort to the ones in the pots. But yeah, cool. Cool. Well, I may be picking some of the Nature's Edge. That'll be a separate video. Cayenne, that is. Or so I may be pulling some of the cayenne in a bit. And of course I got those Rebel Gardens jalapenos that I was a little concerned about. But yeah, that's it, guys. That is it. Academia Christi. Randy here. Catch you later. Peace.